Hey everyone, I'm Nikita, Product Manager at Fogwing Industrial Cloud. We are excited to introduce you all to the brand new set of features and enhancements to our CMMS platform as part of version 2.22, which are all aimed at making your maintenance operations more efficient, intuitive, and data driven. First up, we have upgraded the checklist module for a more detailed, user friendly experience. Instead of the traditional checkbox, you now have the three clear options to mark each checklist item as either pass, fail, or flag along with the comment section. You can also choose to include these details in the summary PDF with just one click. Next up, we are making asset management smarter with the new asset criticality score feature. Now, when you add or update an asset, the system automatically shows a criticality level that is low, medium, high, or critical based on the asset type. CMM's users also have the flexibility to manually assign a level, helping maintenance teams prioritize work based on the importance of each asset. We've also made it faster to close multiple work orders with the new bulk update feature, which is available in the completed tab. This option allows managers to select and close several work orders at once, along with a single closure note applied to all the selected records, saving time and also reducing repetitive work. Managing spare parts just became easier. You can now mark parts as critical directly within the parts module. These parts are visually flagged with a special icon and are also highlighted in key areas like the Asset 360 page, giving your team better awareness of parts that require prior handling. One major feature we have introduced is the cumulative metering. Users can now declare each metering point as either cumulative or absolute. When set to cumulative, the system automatically adds up values over time and displays the running total, which is ideal for tracking metrics like energy usage or machine hours. If absolute, then the system records the exact reading at each entry, giving you the flexibility to track metering data your way. I now pass it on to Prasad, who's our customer success specialist, to walk you all through these features. Over to you, Prasad.
Thank you, Nikita. Hello, everyone. My name is Prasad, and I'm part of customer success team. And today we are going to see all the new uh, feature, functions, and enhancement that we have done in the EAM and CMMS software version 2.22. So let's start with the first enhancement that we have done in the checklist functionality here. So to offer a more detailed and user-friendly approach in checklist tracking, we have upgraded the checklist module here. So if you go into the execute work order section, where we are going to see the checklist item which is attached to a particular work order here. So if we go into if to any of the work order here, and if we click on the checklist score here, so earlier there was only a checkbox which the engineer used to check while completing the checklist item of a particular checklist. But now we have introduced a different radio button for the checklist status. So the radio button is pass, fail, and flag. So the engineer can choose the pass button if the checklist item was properly followed during the work order, and they can also enter their remark if it is not followed according to the work order procedure of it, it doesn't adhere to certain compliances, then they can click on the fail. And then if the particular checklist item requires further attention, it can be from the supervisor or the maintenance manager, then they can click on the flag item and give some remark or some description about it, so that while the time it has been in the completed state and in the process of being approved by the supervisor or the maintenance manager, they would look up to this particular checklist item which is flagged, and then they can take the action accordingly. So we will now submit it here, and then once it is submitted here, we will complete this particular work order, and then we will move to the completed section of the work order. So once it is completed, we will move to the completed section here. So now, as you can see in the completed section here, the maintenance manager or supervisor will approve this particular um, work order here, and when they click on this particular checklist score here, so they'll be able to see all the pass, fail, and the flag which has been done by the maintenance engineer here, and then they can take the particular action here. So moving on to the next feature that we have added in the Fogwing CMMS is the asset criticality score feature. So when we move into the assets here, you'll be able to see that a new criticality column has been added into this particular asset dashboard. So the asset criticality feature, um, helps organization and identify certain assets or machines which are critical to their organization in terms of production or any other reason, and they help the organization to prioritize these assets by adding their criticality score, so that whenever the supervisor and engineer would be using the system, they would know that this particular machine, this particular asset is critical, and so that they can take proactive maintenance measures. They would avoid any kind of maintenance lapse so that they can prevent the failure of this critical machine, which would cost the organization much more value when it's failed. So that is the reason that we have added this asset criticality feature here. So if we choose any of the asset here, and if we go into their basic information, we are going to see the criticality score that we have um, mentioned here. So we have added this asset criticality score for both the EAM and CMMS users here. But in the CMMS user, you can choose the criticality levels with clear ranges. So we have the low, medium, high, and critical. So you can choose according to the particular need of the organization for that machine, and then the asset criticality score will be updated. So the next feature that we have introduced in Fogwin CMMS is the bulk closing of work order. So now the managers have the ability to close multiple work order at one, which helps in streamlining their process. So if we go into the work order section here, and if we go into the completed section, you will be seeing a particular bulk update uh, option which is available here. So if we want to choose any of the work orders which we need to close um, um, simultaneously, so we will click on the bulk update. So now here there is a closure note that managers need to enter, which will be applied to all of the work orders here, and then it could be anything here. And according to the particular closure note, you can proceed with that, and then you need to enter as confirm here. So whether you can either you can reject or you can approve these work order in bulk here. So once you confirm, all the work orders that has been selected will be approved and move into the close section here. So the next feature that we have added in the Cogn CMMS update is declaring of critical parts within the parts module. So now we have added the ability for the maintenance user to declare parts as critical. So if you take any of the parts here, so for example, if we take this part, you can see that a critical option is available here. So if we click on this, then this particular part became critical. So it helps the organization to keep track of certain critical parts which is required in their day-to-day operation within their organization, so that they can help preventing to not let these critical parts go out of stock. So that way they can keep track of these critical parts within their inventory here. So the next feature that we have added in Fogwin CMMS is the asset cumulative metering option. So as you can see in the asset metering, we have added a new column, which is the cumulative value. So the asset cumulative metering helps the organization in accumulating certain metering value uh, of different assets. So whenever an engineer would go and note down some meter value into the work order, then it would come here and add with the other values which has been noted down. So it is the sum of all the values that has been noted till far. So the use of cumulative value would differ from organization to organization. So someone would use it to understand the tool life. Someone would use it to understand how many kilometers that the vehicle has covered and so far and so forth. So if we move to the asset section here, and if we go into the asset metering section, a new metering type is available. So the first one is the absolute, which is the default metering, uh, which was available earlier. But if we choose the cumulative option, so all the values which has been added by the maintenance engineer while executing the value will add up into the asset metering section that we just saw. And if you want to reset that particular cumulative value, then you just need to enter zero into the uh, um, work order metering section while executing the work order. Then it will reset back to zero if we are selecting the cumulative option here. So that is how you can use this particular asset cumulative metering feature in Fogwing CMMS. So these are all the features that we have added in the latest update of Fogin, CMMS, and EAM software. So stay tuned for such more enhancements and more advanced feature that we are going to introduce in the upcoming update. So stay tuned. Over to you, Nikita.
Thank you, Prasad, for the fantastic demo. We hope these new features make your workflow smoother and your data more powerful. Thanks for choosing Fogwing and stay tuned for more exciting updates coming soon.